Hello, this is me, Nicholas, also known as Franz the Executioner. In this video, I'm going to tell you something and talk about something really important. Very important, so listen up. And this is another response and another video explaining about Rogan at that Bohemian Gal channel. I do not hate her. I do not hate her channel. I do not want people to send hate to her over this. Because I do agree with her on a lot of things. Really, I do. There is, however, one thing I strongly am disgusted about and I disagree with. And I'm going to explain later on in the video why this is wrong and why I am so disgusted about what she's doing. I don't hate her. I am disgusted about some specific things that aren't fully accurate and that are not okay. So I'm going to tell you, to clear things up, I am an independent. I am not a liberal nor a conservative. I am smack in the middle. I see both sides. I see the good and the bad on both sides. What I do is I analyze both, do my research before I make a statement or an opinion, and make sure I know the facts and the nuances of what I'm talking about and what I believe. So there is a lot of things on both sides that are not fully accurate to certain groups of people, and I'm going to point that out. On this Bohemian Gal's channel, all the content that she makes about transgender people is all negative. There is no positive whatsoever. She also doesn't seem to have actual trans people come on her channel that are living healthy, happy lives and that paint the trans community in a good light. She often has people come on her channel that are pick-me gays, basically. What I mean by a pick-me gay is somebody who only wants the LGB without the T. And that is a very small majority of people that do not represent the community in a positive way as a whole. They are very judgmental, they are transphobic, and they push this inaccurate information that honestly is not accurate to all trans people. Listen, there are some extreme cases that shouldn't happen where really young children are getting surgeries. That is a very small percentage, though. Most children who are trans are not getting surgeries. Majority are not. And there does have to be medical and mental evaluations. There does have to be things signed by a team of doctors. The parents also play a role in that on those very extreme cases, which are very few and far between. So I'm not saying that's not happening, but it's a very, very small percentage, and it's not the majority. I'm also going to tell you, have people come on your channel who are actually going through gender dysphoria. Have people come on your channel who will make the trans community in a positive light, but also recognize the stuff that is extreme, that shouldn't be happening, that the trans community actually doesn't promote. We don't promote children getting extreme surgeries. That's just not healthy. That is not right, and it's a very small percentage. Also, for the absolute diabolical people who were trans, who committed crimes, they aren't considered people that are a part of this community. They aren't. No sane and good person, regardless of their gender identity, would support someone committing a crime. And most trans people are not approving of what they're doing whatsoever. So that is also very wrong. Have people come on your channel. Have at least some content that paints trans people in a positive light too. Recognize the bad. Recognize these small portions of extreme cases that are happening, yeah. But don't just paint all trans people with the same brush. You say you don't paint people with the same brush, Rogan, but you are doing it with trans people. You're only having people come on your channel that are going to paint trans people in a terrible light. That alone isn't okay, because it's a lot more nuanced than you think. It's a lot more nuanced than you're putting out. It's a lot more nuanced than you're saying. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am questioning your motives. I don't hate you. This is not a hate video. But I am questioning your motives. I am questioning, do you hate trans people? Are you the type of person who is that unwilling to unlearn maybe a few things that you put out there that are not fully accurate to the majority? Are you that hateful about this one group of people that you're going to be ignoring people that are genuinely trying to help you understand? Because I left you a message, Rogan, a very nice one, to try to offer to come on your channel and talk about this, to try to explain that there are some extreme cases. There are some people who've done horrible things, but that is not the majority. And I want people to understand that. Why be so afraid of something and just make over generalizations and not actually look into the actual research and the factual proof of something? Why? Why? Because the majority of transgender people do live their lives safely, happily. They don't bother anyone. They just are free to be themselves. And that is beautiful. For someone to be themselves. Most of them don't commit crimes. Most of them, any of them, are not trying to deceive people. They're not trying to make people think something else. That's not true. Have people come on your channel who actually go through gender dysphoria, know what it's like, know the facts behind it. Not people who are not going through something themselves and do not understand it. Because that's what's happening. And also, there's a very, very, very small percentage of people who do detransition, who do reverse what they've done. Yes, that is also a very extreme case. And that is also a very small percentage of people. And those people were not truly trans. Those people were not truly going through the issues that any real trans person go through. And you're pushing this narrative that trans people are bad, trans people are the people who want to attack children or do whatever. Not true. That all children are getting surgeries. Not true. Not true. these are very small extreme cases and a very small percentage of people. And the fact that you're ignoring the comments I put out, ignoring the videos, shows your lack of growth. It shows that you don't want to grow. It shows that you do not want to admit to something that you're maybe wrong about. You know what? If I was wrong in one of my videos and one of my viewers came to me and said, hey, this isn't fully accurate, you know what I would do? I would communicate with that viewer. I would talk to that person in the comments. I would do my research. And if I was truly wrong, if I overgeneralized someone, I would say, hey, I was wrong. Why don't you come on my channel and we'll talk about this? I would freaking humble myself if I was truly wrong. I would never overgeneralize a group of people. Because you take 10 people, 1 or 2 always is going to be a bad apple. But there also is some beautiful people in that group. So I'm actually quite disappointed that I'm being ignored. I'm quite disappointed that you're showing a lack of growth and maturity around this topic. And I'm disappointed that Rogan at this Bohemian Gal is pushing only negative stereotypes, negative overgeneralizations about trans people that are not fully accurate to the majority of transgender individuals. I'm disappointed she's bringing people on her channel that are not going through these issues truly themselves, don't understand it, and are slandering and being transphobic and painting trans people in a horrible light and a not fully accurate one. I'm questioning your intentions, Rogan. I'm really questioning who you are as a person. And that deeply disappoints me because I don't hate you. This is not a hate video. I'm genuinely disappointed in you with the lack of growth, the lack of noticing that you might actually be partially wrong on this, and the lack of accountability. I just want to help. I just want to help you understand. I don't mean any harm. I want to be civil. I want to be fair. I don't want to invalidate you. So, and that's the impression I got. But apparently that's not fully true. Apparently you only want to communicate and be civil when you agree with something. When you're not partially wrong about something. That's what it comes off as. And you only want people on your channel who are going to paint trans people in a terrible light how you think they are. Because that's not fully true. Have people that actually go through the issues you're talking about. Have people point out the bad, point out the extreme, and also talk about the good. Because there is a lot of good. And you're dead wrong on this. I'm going to say it. That's me being honest. You are partially wrong about this topic. And it's not right. So, everyone listen up, like, subscribe, leave a nice comment. And I really hope she comes to understand this. I hope she sees this and acknowledges where I'm coming from and is civil, kind, and fair. Because I'm not being hateful whatsoever. I'm just disappointed. And I'm questioning your motives, Rogan. I really am. Because you're contradicting what you say when you don't paint people with the same brush. When you're actually, in reality, only applying that to certain groups of people. And then other groups of people, you're painting them all with the same brush. Make it make sense. That's all. because no one's right all the time. Either way, like, subscribe, leave a nice comment, and have a great day, everyone. Peace.